Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the month of August. I hope you are well. Using the Wild Unknown Tarot for you today. It's been a while since this one's come out. So just before we start, if this reading resonates with you, there will be an extended. The link is down in the description box. That's the first link. The second link is to the 6-month overview that I have done for each of the signs. There is now over 30 hours of readings spread amongst the 12 of you signs. So if you're interested in that, like I said, that link is also in the description box. So without any more ado, let's have a look and see what's going on with you, Gemini. I have 3 cards for Gemini. Ooh, there's the first one. We have the Daughter of Swords, or the Page of Swords, as it is in the standard deck in your recent past. Current energy for Gemini, please. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. I like that. And one more card for what's coming towards Gemini, please. Ooh, we have the Page of Wands and the World hopped out together there. That's nice. We have the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck there. When I was doing the meditation before I started your reading, I heard very clearly that those things that you have been worrying about, it's a perception issue. Don't get bogged down with all the issues that you think you have. Yeah, think about these things logically and see how much of it is a kind of maybe a misinterpretation of the energy that you're feeling at the moment, because I think some of you are feeling kind of a little bit on edge about things, and if you allow that to go too far, it will fall over into anxiety. It's kind of like know that there are big energy shifts happening at the moment, and particularly because as I am speaking to you, the Lion's Gate is open, and opened at 28th of July, I think, 28th of July. It will hit its peak at the 8th of August, day before my birthday, and then obviously it will begin to close and the energy will slide again somewhat. But this is a time that is associated very strongly with spiritual development, spiritual advancement, enlightenment coming in a lot of things. But if you aren't aware of it, sometimes if you think it's just coming from you, it's just it can be a bit anxiety ridden, right? Just roll with it a little bit. So let's get some clarifiers. Tell me about the Daughter of Swords here, please. Ooh, 7 of Cups and the 6 of Wands. Tell me about the 4 of Pentacles, please. We've got the 10 of Cups. We've got the 5 of, oh my God, 5 of Cups in reverse, and the 9 of Swords in reverse as well. How interesting. It was the 9 of Swords that I could feel in your meditation, and I was like, it's not real, that. Whatever that is, that isn't real, and I felt it very, very strongly. I'm going to close this window because I hate noise, and yet it seems to follow me around. And tell me about the Daughter of Wands and the World, please. Get my hands to work. Daughter of Wands and the World. There we go. Got the 10 of Swords. And the Devil and the 5 of Wands. Right, I don't want you to be concerned about that, because I absolutely am not. And I even said that before I noticed that the Ace of Wands was at the bottom of the deck, right? So it feels like energetically there is an awful lot going on with you at the moment, Gemini. And like I said, it feels like it could be kind of descending occasionally if you don't catch it into anxiety, certainly into a level of overthinking. And let's face it, you are Gemini. That's part of the part of the package for you. Meditation at this point, really, really important for you. If you do not have a consistent meditation practice, do think about starting one, because it's one of those things, even if you only do it for 5 minutes a day, you will see tangible results in a very, very short amount of time. It's very, very good for grounding, it's very, very good for centering, and it's very good for helping you ascertain the truth of things. because your mind is quite fizzy at the moment. And what you want to be able to do is kind of step back from that and observe the fizziness and just go, okay, well, and see it's just effervescing by itself, right? And actually, I, myself, am calm. It's just that my mind is fizzing, and that's all right. I'm going to let it do that because that's what it does. But I'm going to listen for messages that are coming in through here rather than here, right? Now, I don't know who those, it might be for all of you, it might be for just a couple of you, but that was quite a strong thing. So, in your recent past, we've got this Daughter of Swords here, and I often liken this to the energy of the student who goes to university to go study philosophy, right? And he thinks he's going to be able to quote Descartes and, whoever. And the friends are going to think they're really, really impressive and intellectual. And what actually happens is their mind is completely blown by the concepts that they learn, and by the end of the first semester they don't even know if they exist or not, right? It's one of those kind of an energy of mental expansion, and this can be connecting dots that you didn't see before, almost certainly, or just an influx of new information coming in. And I have felt that you particularly, Gemini, currently are really quite affected by the energy of the Lion's Gate. So you may find that your dreams are incredibly vivid, perhaps slightly exhausting even. You're kind of waking up and being all like, I don't feel like I've rested at all because I've been gallivanting amongst the ether for, the last 8 hours or whatever. Synchronicities might be, quite a big thing, but I think that there's an overwhelming amount of information that is making its way to you, Gemini, for some reason or another. And it feels like a wave, just like a wave of stuff coming at you. And it can come in all sorts of different forms. You don't have to sit there in the lotus position chanting before the secrets of the universe are revealed to you. Sometimes it's just a frog hopping across your path. When you are open to the message, everything and everyone becomes a messenger. And I feel like you are so open to all the messages that actually at this point you're finding it difficult to make head or tail of them. It's interesting, there have been a few signs that I have felt are really somewhere else at the moment. Not really particularly here in the 3D. Scorpio, absolutely there. Leo, absolutely there. Who else? Aquarius to a degree, but then one would question how much they're really here in the first place anyway. And there was another one. Who was the other sign? It's somebody that it's one of the signs that I've done already for August. I can't remember off the top of my head, right? Definitely a sense of existing on some sort of other plane at this point, right? No matter what is going on in front of you, it's actually kind of difficult to focus on it. It's difficult to see the point of engaging with a lot of these things. It actually doesn't even occur to you to engage with these things, because what is going on in here and in here is so enormous. It's difficult to describe. You just don't have the spoons to spread amongst them. I was recounting to someone, to one of the signs, about how I'd made it up to the gym last month for the first time in like weeks. And I've been personally in this energy for at least 2 months, possibly 3 months now. And she was like, "How are you? Haven't seen you in ages." And what I want to say was, oh God, Saturn, Pluto, trampling up and down my ascendant. My head's absolutely spinning the whole time. Kind of forgetting which way is up, and I had to stop and go, it's gonna sound absolutely fucking crackers because it doesn't make any sense. And then I thought about it and I thought, apart from the house, there's nothing wrong with my 3D environment. It's all absolutely fine. It's just that there's this churning fucking maelstrom of stuff going on with me personally. and you can't really explain that to normies in this particular way. And I feel like, Gemini, the reason I'm recounting this to you, I feel like it's very similar for you. Like, engagement with the 3D is somewhat lessened than one might usually expect of a human being, right? Whether that's Lionsgate or all the planets that we have in retrograde at the moment, whatever it is, there's definitely a sense of existing somewhere else. And I'll tell you what, time moves very differently there to how it moves here. I can't believe it's fucking August. Has no business being August, particularly with the weather being the way it is at the moment, which is shit between you and I in the UK. Thoroughly expecting it to rain on my son's birthday on Friday and my birthday too. I shall be appalled. Anywho, 7 of Cups, 6 of Wands. The 7 of Cups deals with notions of confusion, right? And certainly in this one here, we've got 7 cups, all with different contents, you know, and they're easily visible from her vantage point. But what's missing is the ability to be able to interact with it, because we have the glass of the shop window there, and it's like there's things are here, but I can't quite reach at them. And it can be confusing if conceptually you don't realise that there's a sheet of glass between that which you want and that you know, that which you perceive and that what you actually want to get your hands on. And what it takes is kind of like an energetic sidestep, going from the window to the door and walking through and then coming back again. Like, often with opportunities, like, they kind of present at us and we go, there's the thing, there's that I want, and what we can't grab a hold of it. It was almost like Scotch mist in our hands. We're like, what's going on here? And what we've not realised is that we need to take a turn that just momentarily takes something out of our eye line in order that we can properly reach it. Right? Taking an energetic sidestep. And it seems to me like this is perhaps what has occurred to you. It's almost like these cups contain answers for you. These cups contain something that you want, something that you've been trying to get a hold of. And you were just kind of like butting up against the glass and going like, oh, why can't I put my hand through this glass? I don't understand. The fact that the 6 of Wands is here and the fact that the Page of Swords is here says to me that it's occurred to you that actually what you need to do is sidestep this a little bit, right? Keep the memory of what this is, what you've discovered here in your mind, but you kind of need to approach it differently. And I think that you've realized that that is the route to success for you, right? Mental expansion. I need to go about this differently. Now, when we come to your current energy, we've got the 4 of Pentacles, and I like this because it's in the reverse, right? See that number at the top. Now, when it's this way round, it's holding on to things, right? Clamping down on things. Going, I don't want to release that because of what X, Y, Z reason. And there could be a number of reasons why you don't want to. Possibly it isn't. It could be that you realise that you don't hold. What the fuck? I feel like this is because I'm talking to you, Gemini. Like, my words are literally just tripping over themselves trying to come out at such a speed. You may not even realise that you are holding on to something, right? So it doesn't occur to you to release it because you don't know you've got it in your hand, right? It feels to me like, because of where you are at the moment and all the information that you're being absolutely deluged with, that just like the points in here, you're making connections with things, and they're not necessarily the obvious, just like it isn't obvious to a space alien that you would need to step to your left and then walk through a door in order to enter this premises, right? It hasn't occurred to you up until this point that these were things that were operative within you, but now you've got it. Now you understand it. Now you're putting the points together and you see how the whole machine works. You're realising that there are things that need to be let go. There are things that can be released very safely without you needing to think about it or worry about it any further. And for some of you, right, with these 2 cards here, grief and loss and bereavement and worry, anxiety, right? Both of these two cards here, extremely challenging energy, and I'm absolutely delighted to see them in the reverse because they do talk about moving away from that. Now, in order to move away from it, you have to have been in it in the first place, right? So just the mere presence of them, reverse or otherwise, suggests that there has been a point, certainly recently, but maybe this is historical. Maybe this is why it is so deep and you didn't see it, that these two energies have been at play on you somewhere. Now, with the Five of Cups in reverse, what we've got is allowing, it's acceptance. That's what it is, right? So this energy here, we've got 5 cups. 3 of them are spilled, 2 of them remain, right? And this person is stuck in an energy of all-consuming grief over what has been lost. Her head is down. She does not perceive that there are 2 cups that are still up, right? And as a depiction of grief, I couldn't come up with a better scene. Right? It's absolutely correct. You cannot see anything else that is around you because you are so devoured by the loss, right? Nothing can ever be the same. And this could be a bereavement, but it could be a death by 1,000 cuts in lots of other ways. Right? I've spoken at length about childhood trauma and the scars that those kind of experiences tend to leave on our souls, and how, you know, as fully grown adults in their, you know, 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th decade of life finally realize that they are there and they're still shaping their mindset somewhat. Your soul keeps the score, you know. It feels like you found something that was lurking deep, and it's something that would often lead, well, that has created an environment where overthinking is something that you commonly indulge in, or did commonly indulge in, where anxiety might be a thing, maybe even anxiety dreams, you know, things like that. That this notion of your dream space being really, really important at the moment is not leaving me at all, Gemini. Like, I think there are lots of messages for you in your dreams. There's lots of things coming through here. But anyway, like I said, the fact that it's in reverse is awesome because you found it and you've dug it out by the root. Now, it doesn't feel like the process is yet complete, but it is certainly underway. And with this awareness that this is something that has been at play in here, you're kind of more open to, not open, more, oh God, I lost the word, sensitive to the ways, you know, the insidious ways that these things tend to try and come out in our behaviors, in our mindsets, in our reactions to things, you know. But I love the fact that this is here, and I love the fact that it's preceded by the 10 of Cups, because this is sometimes called the happy family card, right? This along with the 10 of Pentacles. It's about emotional fulfillment of not just you, but also of a collective. Now, this could be your immediate family around you, you know, your children, your sisters, your brothers, you know, maybe even your parents, something like that. Or it can be a wider collective, so your friends, you know, maybe even your work colleagues, you know, whatever. Or, you know, could be something altogether better. But I'm feeling such an insane feeling of gratitude here emanating from this card. And I'm hearing support. You've had an awful lot of support during this time, and you are so grateful for all of it, because this is on its way out. It's on its way out of your existence altogether. Now, as what we've got coming towards you in August is the Page of Wands and the World. And I really like this because I wasn't actually even like completely forgotten about those cards there. I was focusing on these ones where I said it wasn't quite done, but it was coming to an end. Well, here it is. And this is an end that you can actually start getting excited about here, right? The Page of Wands for me it feels like a precursor to movement, right? Rather than the movement itself, we leave the movement to the Knight of Wands. The Page is when you start getting excited about something, when that thrill really hits you, you know, going on holidays, starting something exciting, whatever way that it works. The World card is completion, right? It's this aspect of your life being complete. And I feel like this was a really important part of it. It was really, really important. Because from here you go to the Fool. That state of liberation from what has been before. Now you take with you the wisdom and the lessons and the experience from this cycle here, but you start a new one and you leave behind things like this and things like this and things like this. We've got the Ten of Swords there, the Five of Wands, and we've got the Devil card. Now, the Devil's a card of Capricorn. There may be a Capricorn involved, but I don't feel like it is. It feels to me like the ways in which you have been trapped and restricted that you did not perceive now coming into your consciousness in a way that you can do something about. Like I said, it's not complete yet, but it is getting there. And the first step is knowing what you're facing. You know, those, what's like that film by M. Night Shyamalan. Can't even remember what it was called. It had Mel Gibson in it, and he was living on a farm with his family, you know, and they were getting like harangued by, you know, was it monsters or aliens or whatever? We didn't know, you know, and it was actually quite scary because you didn't see anything. The film Communion as well, Scriber's book. I can't remember the name, something like that. That had Christopher Walken in it, right? In both of those depictions, when you didn't see what it was that was chasing them around, it was fucking terrifying. And then at the end of both films, you saw exactly what it was. You know, it's a fucking man in a rubber suit with tentacles and stuff. I don't think they had tentacles, but you take my point, you know. And you look at it and you go, well, that's fucking laughable. That's not scary. Could they not have done a better job with the latex? Jesus. There's a quality of that about what you are experiencing here, right? While it's been chasing around and nipping at your feet, you know, you didn't know what it was, and it felt like something so much bigger and so much more terrifying than it actually was, and something that perhaps you weren't strong enough or powerful enough or, you know, compassionate towards yourself enough to be able to face and deal with. But actually in its unveiling, the reality of the situation is it's just like silly like latex tentacles everywhere, and you're like, oh god, this is actually slightly cringe. Don't think it's slightly cringe, but I think the nature of what you are facing, that the level of development that you have reached, the level of evolution that you have reached, is nowhere near more powerful than you are. And it's an end to a sense of internal conflict that you have always had. I mean, possibly specifically about this situation, whatever you're discovering for yourself in the month of August, but perhaps to a broader sense of conflict. Like, is it about trusting your intuition, right? You feel for some of you, you heard the call. There was a clarion call to the light workers, and it was invisible, and it didn't have, I don't know what the inaudible, there you go. It was inaudible, but you felt the vibration in your cells, and you were like, oh shit, I need to do a thing. And I think for a lot of you, you responded and you started doing it, and then maybe you second guessed yourself, or maybe you questioned yourself about it. Like, did I really hear that call? What am I doing? Like, why is the universe not providing for me in the way that all the rules say that it should, when I am aligning myself with energy and purpose and that which is being asked of me? It's kind of like, let's get rid of that. It's almost like confusion. Like what the fuck? I'm holding up my side of things. Like where is the assistance? Where are the things that make this easier? But to have been assisted at that point would have necessarily deprived you of an opportunity to discover that which you have discovered right here. And so we move through a process of 9 of Swords to 9 of Swords reversed, walking towards 10 of Swords, allowing something to die that is needed to go, that you have used this time to find exactly as was laid out to you, and something that stops this sense of conflict. Now, it's interesting that I'm coming back to this feeling of trust in your intuition, right? But also coupled with the anxiety and the overthinking, like, am I doing this right? Am I doing the right thing? Could I be doing something else? Have I misinterpreted the signs? Am I seeing things that aren't there? Or what am I doing? I feel all of that quelling. I feel it all kind of settling down for you. And instead you're moving to this energy here. Excited about the end and the necessary beginning that it entails within it. Even if that wasn't already fucking depicted in the shadow card right here, you know? Gemini, it's kind of exciting month, but I wouldn't expect you to be able to pull yourself back thoroughly into the 3D just yet. It doesn't look like that's it. There's more revelations to come for you. But I'm going to go over to Vimeo and we'll have a look at this a little bit deeper. So if you want to join me over there, feel free. Don't forget about the 6-month readings. But for now, know that I love you all very, very much, and I will see you soon.